Hey Credit Warriors, Credit Shifu here, and today we are looking at this new business charge card. In fact, it's not new, but they have brought in a new rewards program on it, and it is called Brex. And to me, that sounds kind of like it should be a breakfast cereal, or maybe an even more abbreviated way of talking about Britain leaving the EU. I don't know, but anyway, it's called Brex. It's aimed at startups, probably aimed at millennials, you know, Casey Neistat type people. Look, is that a boosted board? Anyway, so it's called Brex. It's a corporate charge card. It's a Visa, and it actually earns 7x points per dollar back on rideshare and taxi services, which is really cool. And there isn't any other card in business or in personal that earns that kind of rate on rideshare or taxi. So that's pretty cool. It earned 3x back per dollar on travel, 3x back at restaurants, and 2x on recurring software payments. So things like QuickBooks software, or myself, our company is signed up to Adobe Creative Cloud, where we have to pay monthly for Adobe Premiere and Photoshop and all the other software as well, which is what we use to edit these videos. So that would definitely be useful for some businesses. Now we will talk a little bit more about the points and what they're worth a little bit later on in the video, but we'll first of all just go into a little bit more detail about the card itself. So the Brex card uses an EIN for the application. That's your employer identification number that if you've set up a company, you will have. So you do need that for the application. This isn't like you can use your personal SSN for it. In fact, they don't even ask for your SSN because this card does not have a personal guarantee. If you don't know what that is, some business cards require a personal guarantee in addition to your company, you know, kind of guaranteeing that they will pay. So if your company goes bankrupt or doesn't pay, they can come after you personally, and you're personally liable for that debt. This doesn't have that. It's just your company that is liable. And so there's no credit check for the application, but what they do instead, it's a little bit like the Petal card, which is a personal card. They get you to sign into your bank account through their website, and they basically get read-only access to your business bank account. And they analyze your transactions, look at how much cash you have in reserve, and from that they decide on, you know, the success of your application and what your credit limit will be, etc. So there's actually no credit check for this card, but it will help you build credit. They report through the Experian Bureau, Experian Business Credit Bureau, so your company's on-time payments. So you will actually build your credit through having this card. There's no annual fee and no foreign transaction fees, and actually basically no fees at all, no late fees or anything, because you do have to pay your balance every month. It is a charge card, remember, not a credit card. And you actually have to enroll in automatic bill pay so that that money comes out of your account automatically. The first 5 cards are free, so the primary card and the employee cards, and you can actually set spending limits on employee cards, which is pretty useful just in case you have an employee that goes AWOL with your card or something, right? And then after 5 cards, there's a $5 a month fee per card for any extra employee cards you want to have after that. So I think this is going to be more suitable for smaller businesses, and as they start to expand, you might want to look at other options, because then you're going to have to start paying for these cards. But actually $5 per month is still not that high a fee. You're talking about $60 per year per employee card. There are a few prohibited industries, for example, marijuana, even in states where it's legal. Prostitution and escort services, I mean, that probably goes without saying. Gambling, companies involved with gambling can't have a Brex card. And then also get-rich-quick schemes, sorry Ty Lopez, multi-level marketing, that kind of thing. They don't want companies doing that to have Brex cards either. Now we're going to get into talking about the sign-up bonus, and this is quite cool. So the Brex card doesn't offer a sign-up bonus in the same way that other business cards do, where they would give you, say, like a $500 statement credit or a certain number of points, like 50,000 points and, you know, whatever. They actually give you a load of deals when you sign up. So, for example, you get a $5,000 credit for Amazon Web Services. You get 15% off of WeWork US office locations for the first 6 months. There's also 25% off of Salesforce software subscriptions, etc. And actually, Brex say that these credits value up to $25,000, and that's if you take advantage of all of them, okay? So the average business probably won't take advantage of all of that, but even if you take 20%, say, you would be saving $5,000. So this actually really could be a very useful thing for businesses that are just setting up, renting their first office. You get 15% off for 6 months, so it could really lower your startup costs for new businesses. And so that's pretty cool. Now let's get into talking about the points currency that the Brex card earns, and this is very new. The points were just introduced like today or yesterday. So they're just worth 1 cent per piece. So it's not really as competitive as, say, Chase Ultimate Rewards points or Amex points or whatever, and they can just be redeemed for statement credits on your card, okay? So you can't transfer them to airlines or whatever. So those earning categories start to not look quite as impressive, except for the Rise Share plus Taxis category, 7x per dollar. Even if you account for the value of points, there aren't really other cards that can match it. But when you use the Brex card, you will want to consider the value of points versus other business cards, if you have other business cards. So if you think about the Chase Inc. Preferred, it earns 3x on travel. Well, the Brex card also earns 3x on travel, but the Chase Inc. Preferred, it's worth 1.25 cents through the portal, or if you transfer to Sapphire Reserve, it's 1.5 cents through the portal, or if you transfer to airlines, potentially it's 2 cents or more that you could get back in value. So you want to consider which points are earned more, and in this case, 3x, 3x, they both earn 3x on travel, but the Inc. Preferred would be the better card to go through. However, for rideshare and taxis, I think the Brex is taking the crown here. So it would be really good for a company that has a lot of, rideshare spending, going to see clients and all that kind of stuff. So that would be beneficial. Now there's just one more thing I want to talk about before we get into the conclusion, and that is the fact that you can scan receipts and import them into the account, and then they will automatically match with transactions on your account. So you don't have to manually match receipts. Now Brex say that this is something that's kind of unique to them. Whether that's truly the case or not, I'm not quite sure, but anyway, they say that it's their technology that scans the receipt really well and can seamlessly match it to transactions. And then it connects with QuickBooks, it can connect with other business software, to get rid of the hassle. So a lot of their angle on this is sort of like getting rid of hassle, making it convenient for you, making it convenient to get the card for businesses that haven't established credit but do have positive cash flow, all that kind of thing. And this is linking into my conclusion. So like we saw with the Petal card, it's a credit card for people with no credit. It uses a soft, read-only access of your bank account to, confirm the application. This is the same sort of thing. So it's a very sort of fintech-y kind of thing, fintech, financial technology. This Brex, obviously, it's kind of a technology company in addition to being a credit card company, because they're coming up with technological solutions for financial problems, okay? Like using the read-only access of your bank account instead of a hard credit inquiry for the application, for example, and all their technology associated with scanning receipts, importing that, all that kind of stuff. So to me, I think it's quite a fresh look at a business credit card. The fact that there's no personal guarantee, I think, is a big plus, because once you start growing your business, you do at a time want to start separating your personal and business finances, and many small business cards don't allow you to do that, so that's definitely a big plus. And I also think it would be a great card for companies that are kind of like just starting out and they want to rent their first office, so you get 15% off of WeWork offices for the first 6 months. That's great. And all those other things, Amazon Web Services, etc., if you use that, QuickBooks and stuff, Intuit software, like it could really lower your startup costs for many small businesses. So it gets a thumbs up from me. Guys, leave your comments below. What do you think about this card? Do you think it's a winner, or do you think it's all hype? I know probably on the earning points section, it's not that great except for the 7% cashback on rideshare. Alright guys, leave your comments below. We'll also put some of our favorite business credit cards in the links below. If you are considering a business credit card, do have a browse of what's on offer, and if you do use our links, it helps out our show, so we thank you very much if you do. Please subscribe for more content like this almost every day. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.